Hey folks, we are live. We are back again with what? Another another episode of
Eating with my sisters.
Okay, yes. Okay, surprisingly, I found a gift card. And so I went to Popeyes.
Hey, one of my faves.
So I mean, I went. I took advantage of that 59 cents thing. You have to at least buy $5 worth. So I had a $10, and I'm
Oh,
like,
so yours was perfect.
yeah, it was perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it was great. So yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I'm having Popeyes.
Oh yeah,
This is
Popeye.
what we're having.
Well, I should add some rum to my drink, but I won't. I even got, and because I had signed up with them some time ago, and I haven't ordered from them for at least a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I got a free apple pie.
Well, isn't that nice?
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. I'm hungry, and so I feel like I'm going to eat my food right in front of you.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely nothing
I
wrong with
get cake. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. You know what? Let me tell you guys a secret thing about Popeye.
About what?
About Popeye's chicken.
Okay.
Am I going to be saddened by this and stop eating my food?
No. They have a menu item or they have a condiment that most people do not know about. Like you really have to be like a Popeye vet to know about this condiment. And they have it all the time, but if you don't ask for it, then you would never know that they have it. It's like a seasoning packet and it's called Cajun Sparkle.
Cajun Sparkle. Wow.
It's called
The reason why I
Cajun
know about it is
Sparkle.
because of Chantal.
Yeah. And it's like a little extra seasoning. And boy, is it amazing on their chicken and in their mashed potatoes. So, yeah. So if you guys are listening, you guys are Popeye's lover and you don't know about Cajun Sparkle, the next time that you go to Popeye's, say, can I get some Cajun Sparkle? They might say, some what? Cajun Sparkle. Do y'all got Cajun Sparkle? Yeah. Change your life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think that the Cajun Sparkle is delicious, and all the ways that you've ever given it to me, with the Popeyes, has been good.
Get out.
I just never thought to put it on the chicken because the chicken tastes so good already. You know what I mean?
Or it Zuby Zabbies it up. It Zuby Zabbies it up. It gives a little razzle dazzle, You know?
Razzle dazzle. I'm dribbling and everything. Gosh.
Yeah, a little razzmatazz, you know?
Juice. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
Thank you. So cheers. Thank you.
Are we in different spaces today?
How's everything sounding?
Good.
Sounds good?
Mm-hmm.
Everything sounds great.
Why is that?
Well, I'm in the kitchen and sister is using her device in the living room.
Oh, okay.
And it's working out nicely.
It is really working out nicely.
Yeah, so how long has it been since you had some good old Popeyes?
Can you tell? Sorry.
You're tearing it down, bro. You're tearing it down.
Hey, that's why I'm like, I keep looking in the camera because I'm like, what is happening? Why am I looking like I'm a Velociraptor or something like that?
That Popeyes effect. That's that Popeyes effect.
Let me drink some of my drink.
Yeah. So I used to work at Popeye's Chicken like many, many years ago. It was one of my first jobs.
Did you?
Are you serious? I worked at Popeye's for many years.
I thought that was Wendy's.
No, that Wendy's was you. You worked at Wendy's.
No.
Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Yes, brother.
Sorry.
So I worked at Popeyes for many years, so I
That
know
was
all of their
that
little
was,
tricks
that was
and
just the two
secrets.
piece. That was just the 2-piece, y'all.
Yeah,
This is really good, sis.
yeah, it is.
Whatever it is.
Now it's time to hit
What,
with the
what kind of
3-piece and the.
Mm. They have the best biscuits and fries.
Okay, so I gotta hit this biscuit. Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong. So you didn't put no honey on your biscuit? You supposed to put you some honey on that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Mm.
It's the thing about it is it's nice and it's not dry. That butteriness and everything that they put on over top, and it just tastes so good. Just for me,
Yeah.
like.
I'll ask a question real quick that may be a little bit off topic of what you guys are talking about, sister and brother. Sometimes certain meats, if either not cooked properly, can be. Trying not to look at him. Sometimes some meats, if they're not cooked properly, can become trashy or gamey. Whatever. What is your recommendation? I'm gonna say before I hear your recommendation that I'm using butter right now.
Okay, before you continue, why do you sound so warbly?
Why do I sound so what?
Like you're underwater.
I didn't hear him.
Antonio, I hear that. I get it. I ain't mad at
Well, I
you.
sound garbled.
Yeah,
You sound underwater a little bitty.
you do. But I'm sorry.
Yes, Antonio, the honey makes it better, darling. Yes, darling. Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm eating that food like I literally have been starving. Okay,
Apologize.
I have been like hungry for the past like 5 or 6 hours because I knew that we were gonna do this, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna eat anything. So forgive me for kind of like showing out right now.
You all gotta get your grub on, brother.
Mm.
Get your grub on.
How's that? Is that better?
Mm.
Yes. You have to talk.
Mm.
Yeah.
Antonio, thanks for being with us.
No. All right. Sorry. We should probably get on topic or talk about something rather than watch me eat.
Okay, time.
I mean, y'all can go ahead. I'm just saying, because at this point, I'll just join you.
Okay.
Stop it. Stop it.
We got the 360 going on.
She got that gimbal in her hand. That's what she got. But see how it's not shaking?
Mark's gonna go outside. He's gonna go outside.
Ooh, wait a minute. Hold up. You sound good. Oh, now she's going into the beautification mode. I'm a good cook. Sorry. I'm being a goofball. One, because it's Thursday. It's my, I have literally have the next 3 days off. I don't have to work.
So what you gonna be doing for the next 3 days?
One of those is working on Saturday. Well, not working, but doing my show on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
and then possibly a Juneteenth type of situation in the Twin Cities.
Oh, okay.
On the east side, they're going to be giving away free food and festivities and everything for Juneteenth.
So what type of food does that include there? I'm kind of scared to ask, but
Well, it's a black chef, so he does some supposedly good soul food. I've had his food before, but the thing about it is, notice how I'm not using any names. I've had his food before, but I think, as some folks have said, it has dropped off. So I don't know.
He done fell off.
Mm.
You can say he fell off. That just means you need to step your game back up. Sometimes people fall off. Fall off.
Exactly.
But you just got to step your game up, you know.
No, exactly. I'm serious. I'm going to stop eating. I really am. How come
Why?
y'all not- What happened to Auntie B? Or Miss Webby?
IDK.
Mm.
And yeah, there she is.
Yes.
Cool. And there she's not.
Okay.
Okay. Well, but yeah, like I probably could say that I ate Popeyes maybe every day for a long time.
Mm. I mean, when I come to think about it, I mean, there were some nights where we did actually have large,
Amounts of Popeyes chicken.
yes, 15, 20 pieces and everything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Come through the drive-through, or we'll come into your into the dining area, and we'd be passed a bag.
I can remember telling you, stop trying to pay, brother. Just take it. Just stop trying to pay for it.
Well,
I
I
can-
learned very
I'm like, you're missing the whole concept of a hookup. You got the hookup. Nigga, your sister work at Popeyes. When I tell you to come pick up some food, that don't mean bring your wallet.
Now let me tell you, bro. I was so on
You sound
board.
good, by the way.
I was so on board with the sister got the hookup that when she stopped working there, whenever I would go to Popeyes, which wouldn't be often, I always felt weird paying. I really did. Like I'd pull up and I'd say my order, and I was used to like already no matter what I ordered, sister would just say, pull forward, drive through. Or if whoever was on drive through, sister would say, is that sister? Yeah, drive through. Drop some tenders and she needs a strawberry pink lemonade mix.
Mm-mm.
The reason why I sound good is I'm not gonna even tell you, but maybe you can see from just where my camera is angled where I'm at.
Okay. You're on the outside.
Yeah, I'm on the outside. But anyway, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt any of you guys telling your customer
She's outside,
service?
Mom. She's outside.
That's all.
Yes. No, because we're recording.
I wonder which Antonio. I wonder which Popeyes was that.
Yeah, Antonio, which Popeyes were you patronizing?
Because there's one on Rice Street and like Wheelock, because that's over by where I live. But then there's another one that is a little. Oh well, I mean, Lexington and University.
Rice Street. You said Rice Street.
Yep, that's the one. That's definitely the one.
Well, the one that sister worked at was independently owned. I don't know how many he owned, but I know of two at the time here in Cali that that's funny. His name was Mr. Rice. He owned those two Popeyes that sister worked at.
I remember that.
Yeah. So customer service, huh?
Hmm.
I just want to say that the state of customer service at this time is really sucky. You know, it's sad. And I'm not even trying to be like mean, but I'm not going to say no particular accents because it's several accents that I find it hard to, you know, to understand or to hear, and they just don't care. They just don't care. Now, I have to say that some of them are good sports. That I'm even had even more disappointing in-person customer service. The phone is irritating, but when it's in person, it really stinks. Like sister and I had an experience with customer service yesterday or the other day, Tuesday, that really like was upsetting to me. You want me to wait? Oh, okay. I
Wait.
thought you were telling me to wait.
No, me?
Yeah,
No.
we went and got some chicken wings. And for those of you who
Chicken.
are listening, just know that when you go to Wingstop, even though it's not Burger King, you can have it your way. Because sister had instructed them on how she wanted her flavors layered on the chicken, and it turned out pretty yummy. But anyway, so that's besides the point. We had great customer service at Wingstop. Shout out to the Wingstop in Boyle Heights. But
On Whittier.
yeah, off Whittier.
Was that the one that we went to that day?
No.
Okay.
This looks like a totally new place. Like they just, maybe it's a few months, maybe a year old, but I don't think so. It looks pretty new. We went to the 7-Eleven next door to get our drinks, and sunny disposition, having a good day early in the morning. We go in, we avoid the where the person just finished mopping, and we get to the drink area, and how sometimes it's a toss up when you get to the fountain drinks. It could not have flavor. Some of them could not be working, whatever the case may be. But we were trying to find, one of the drinks that tasted good, and we wanted to get it, but everything was really bland and very carbonated, but not not very much flavor. So we got the attention of a worker there, and he was just rude from jump. Now I want to say that I feel it was racially motivated, because we weren't mean,
All right.
we weren't rude. We're Black, he's Hispanic. He don't know us from a can of paint, but we didn't come in his establishment disrespectfully. Anyway, long story short, he was very rude. And after interacting with him, sister was just like, done. So she went to the person who was behind the counter. And I was commenting, who are you anyway? Like, you were just mopping the floors, now you're touching the food. Like, where are your gloves and your manners? No, she didn't have no better luck with the cashier. She was like, well, it's like he said, everybody else has been coming and drinking it, and it's just fine. So yes, we came up out of our character.
So they're like, well, if you don't like it, then you don't have to buy it.
So sister, what did you do?
I had some soda in a cup that I was testing that was nasty, and I threw it on the floor where he just mopped, and told them I didn't want to spend my money. I told B I don't want to spend my money in their store, so we left.
Yeah, she apologized very loudly and said, "I'm sorry, sister, but we can't spend our money here. I'm not." And it's sad, because I've been in customer service positions. I'm going to use Godiva as an example. Brother and I were both chocolatiers at Godiva in Las Vegas. And, that's part of our training. So I know that people are being trained when they have these positions on how to deal with customers. And the customer, first of all, the first rule of customer service is what, guys? The
customer's always
right? So even when the customer's wrong, or the customer may be a little misguided, it's still our job as customer service representatives to represent ourselves, one, but really most importantly, the company, in a way that will make this person want to come back and deal with you. I will never, even if I was on my last dying breath and they were the last spot in town, I wouldn't go there ever again. And if I did, I would complain very loudly, especially if I saw the two people that were there the last time that I was there. When I worked at Godiva, it was our job, it was the role to make them have the best experience possible so that they'd want to come back.
Right.
And I didn't have that experience on Tuesday at that place. So,
Mhm.
people who are in customer service, I sympathize with you. People call in angry and rude. They don't know what they want. They ask the wrong questions and they expect you to know all the answers. But there's a way to be gracious. And I think that a lot of people who are in customer service, if it's about the money, you should get out before it's too late.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh like that, but
But seriously, like I always have, most of the time I have a customer service job, and just going on a lot of interviews for those type of jobs, the one question that the employer always asks is like, why do you think that you'll be good at this job, or whatever the case may be.
right.
And really, I can say that I always honestly can answer that question. And it's because I have a problem with receiving bad customer service. Like, anybody who knows me knows that one of my biggest pet peeves is bad customer service.
Right.
Like, it can ruin everything. It can ruin everything for me. I will come totally out of character and it will be a bad day for all of us. So I think that's the reason why I can, and I figure if I could do a good job at giving good customer service, anybody can, because I'm a handful, you know. I'm a handful, and I know that when I get one of those customers that is like that, I try to think of myself. I try to think
Right.
of what would it take to calm me down in this situation as a customer? Me knowing that I'm that type of customer that, requires a lot. When I'm doing the other side of the game and I'm the person, giving the customer service, I always try to think of what would satisfy me, and so I try to do that, or as close to that as I can get. But bad customer service, baby, I cannot at all. I went to Popeyes. Just talking about Popeyes. I went to Popeyes. You would think after all the years that I worked there that I wouldn't want nothing to do with their food.
Hold up. This is not a Popeyes bashing session because I just ate some Popeyes, but whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's not a Popeyes. I love Popeyes, but it's about customer service. You know what I mean? So when I go there, I tell the people, I think I said I want extra gravy on the mashed potatoes.
Right.
So as the girl is making the mashed potatoes, I remind her again, I say, remember the extra gravy. And she was like, continue to, close the top up and put it, like, I put some already. So I'm like, well, yes, I know that you put some, but I asked for extra. That means more than you would normally put. More than what the normal amount is.
That's what
It's
extra means.
means. And I had to be held back that day. I don't remember how, the conversation went after that, but I just know that she was having a problem with the word extra. So it was just, as a customer, in that situation, I feel like it should have been more like, oh, okay, well, we charge this. We charge $1 more for extra gravy, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, something like that would have been acceptable to me. Not, well, I already put some. I was devastated, baby. It was a bad day for everybody.
Devastated.
Yeah, because you know what? I love the way Sister escalates.
Yeah.
She can be a white woman when she needs to be.
Yeah.
And she will be one for a long time. She will ask for your supervisor. I love it's hard not to laugh because she's dead. She's dead ass. She's dead ass. But she will be like,
you know what
yes,
it means.
and so I've already asked you that question, and therefore you've proven that you cannot answer, so I need to speak with someone who can answer my question. Oh no, honey, that's no problem. I understand if this is because this is above your pay grade. but let me speak to someone who is qualified to answer my question. I love it. And it's comical, but I laugh because it's funny in a way, but it's also funny, ironic in a sad way, that this is the state of the world. This is how we communicate. With this is how we communicate now, and I blame social media. I blame social media because like I remember. I mean, it makes me feel old sometimes. I'm 48 years old, and I don't really think that that's old. But I remember a time when you'd be in public and you'd be walking around, and somebody would make eye contact with you, and I'd smile. But now
they're just kind of like
eye contact with somebody, they'd be like, "What you looking at?" And just a whole conversation will ensue that has nothing to do with kindness or social acceptance. It's just sad, and I feel like if this is where we're at now, it's only going to get worse. So it's up to us, to be able to communicate the way we communicate with each other.
So I'm curious then, though. I mean, what do we blame it on? Do we blame it on the COVID situation? Because
no.
Hold on. People are just frustrated. I'm just asking the question. I'm not making any excuse or anything like that.
People are just rude.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
They're
so
just
now,
rude, and they don't care. They don't care.
The era of keeping it real.
Yeah, they don't care anymore. People don't care. Like, no, there's no caring in anything. Like,
but you know what? I agree with you. You're right. People don't care, but it goes deeper than just not caring.
Yes.
It goes to the point of people's insecurities. People feel like attacked and done wrong, and they feel like I'm gonna do them wrong for they do me wrong.
Yes, exactly.
So people just act accordingly.
I sound like a Medea.
I was thinking that in my head. I just didn't say it out loud.
They gonna get got before I get got.
Exactly. You got to get the goddess before you get got. Get the
Those goddess better know they're gonna get God before I get got, so I'm gonna get them.
But you know what? I think COVID has intensified it.
That's my point. That is my point. I'm feeling that with this whole situation with COVID, people have been so self-absorbed with trying to protect themselves, trying to
isolate
them. Yes, exactly. I honestly believe that has made it it heightens it. It made it worse or whatever.
I agree.
So I get it.
But it was bad before. But
right.
I believe the COVID situation has made it worse.
Yes.
I believe it has gotten worse because people are trying to, be uber protective of not just their health, but just, of themselves in general.
Exactly.
As people should be. It's a lot of toxicity out there. Toxic people, toxic jobs, toxic situations, relationships. So people are uber protective, but to the point where they can't even differentiate between somebody who's trying to, give them a genuine greeting and somebody who's trying to, hurt them or,
right.
She's saying that she don't think she's gonna make it because her back is gonna hurt her, and I don't know what else she has to do.
Okay.
She said she's gonna try again for the next week.
But I think too, I kind of want to go a little deeper and even say that social media and social presence is something else that it has to do with. Like, people are in this state where they're not thinking about let me treat this person right because that's how I would want to be treated.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's more about like what's gonna sound good to the next person when I tell this story, or what's gonna, you know what I mean? Like, what's gonna make me look better if those other people are watching right now?
Right.
Or let me, I think that also has become a part of people's attitudes and their decision makings and interacting with other people.
Right.
Because it's like just a natural thing that, well, for me, it was a natural thing to just, make sure that someone was all right when they come into an establishment, But that's just, not really the case nowadays. Like people want to have who can have the best attitude. Like, what is going on?
Antonio makes a really great point because he says, especially for younger people, they generally will behave the way that they are trained to behave by their employers. One of the things I did my best to promote was good training. And you are correct.
Yeah,
Gotta
100%,
say,
Antonio.
yes, definitely. I'm talking about both portions of his comment because Antonio and I used to work together at a financial institution.
Holla, hey,
Holla. But he was a great trainer. I mean, and I'm not just saying that because because I fashioned myself actually after when we did training. I thought about how the good trainers, who were they in my group, or that were my trainers that I could kind of like rely on and kind of use them as an example. You were one of them. There were a few others, definitely, but you were patient, you were kind, you were thoughtful, you asked questions, you listened to people's questions that were kind of off sometimes, maybe not really understanding the full scope of everything, but still it okay.
Did something happen? Did I miss
I
something?
I guess.
This is on there 2 times.
Right.
Jim, you got a twin now?
Is that better?
Tell me, sis. Something you want to tell me?
Is that better?
I guess so. So we good.
There was just 2 of you.
There was. But no. To his point, especially that first point too about younger ones, they do have a different perspective, and it comes from how they were trained. At times, from their employers. But see,
I mean, who is a child's first employer though?
that's what I was just about to say. I was just about to say that. I'm like, come on now. You can only be influenced by other people if you started from a younger age. And who are you being instructed by? Your parents.
Exactly.
Come on now. It starts at home. And I know that seems like it's so, we're trying to, I don't know. You're trying to shame kids or whatever. It's like, no.
But you know what? Kids these days have a lot more influences than what we had when we were home, or when we were young, or at that that influential age when we started to learn how to interact with the world. We were influenced by our immediate family and friends and family friends. We didn't have social media. We weren't able to watch any television shows or whatever we wanted freely. If we wanted to watch TV, it was going to be in the room with the living room with our parents and with everybody else. And if it was something that wasn't acceptable to our parents, we weren't going to watch it. And our attitudes were shaped by that. So think about the kids these days, the young people these days, what their influences are. It's a much wider scope, and it may be sometimes outside of what the parents or the immediate family scope or ability is, which is why it's the responsibility of the village to monitor what our kids' influences are.
Of course.
Because it spills over into how they present into the world.
Right. Which is true.
I think though too, when it comes down to the customer service, it also depends upon, how people act a certain type of way. If they know that their money is involved, when their money is involved more than ever, I have to go back to kind of when I worked with Antonio. I mean, there are times where, people, understandably, having your money and you're talking to someone on the other end of a phone and you're trying to understand certain things about your money and your finances, and the person can only do so much. You can understand to a certain extent there's going to be some frustration. I'm not trying to complain on that or whatever. But, in other areas of, I don't know, trying to get some information or, just trying to get some type of help, your money is still involved, yes. But on the level of, I bought something some time ago, I need some help. I don't think it's, be more. I don't want to just say kind, just be more thoughtful when you're talking to someone that's trying to help you. You know what I
Right.
mean? And know that, okay, there, not every company or not every person that's on the other end of the line is trying to keep money from you, not help you get what you need. They are trying to do their very best, whatever means and fashions that they have available to them. So I don't know.
Right. I agree. Like, I'm speaking to people who are customers, calling and speaking to customer service representatives on the phone, or when you're going somewhere and someone's taking your order, or when
Right.
you're going somewhere and someone, whatever the case may be, when you're dealing with people who are working and dealing with the public, be a little bit like, don't be so hard on those people. Like, come on. Like,
Right.
even if you've never, worked in the customer service field, like, stop for a second and just think about how many people that person in a day encounters, and different situations, and, where they have to be kind and considerate and try to be helpful. Like, it wouldn't hurt for you, the customer, to be a little bit more considerate and helpful as well.
Right.
Are you really getting mad for a reason today? Is this a reason that you really need to be getting mad? Is there a way that maybe they're misunderstanding you? I mean, that you could make this, maybe if they just could understand your problem, maybe they could help you better. But like calling them names, stupid and dummy, and yelling, and that doesn't really get you anywhere with a person, and
Exactly.
it doesn't get you anywhere with your day. Because if you have a part of your day that's going like that, believe me, it follows you around.
And it's going to ruin the rest of it for sure.
Yeah. So on both ends, for the person who is the customer, try to be, a little bit more giving your understanding, for someone to understand your issue before you blow up and get mad. And then, as the person who's handling a customer, try to be more understanding and realize what this person is going through and coming up here and trying to deal with your establishment.
Well,
Like, on both ends.
That's where empathy comes into play more than ever. We know that, okay, we always have to think of the customer.
Yeah.
Sister mentioned the part about, the customer is always right. Yes, but even when they're always right, that you have some rules and regulations, foundations, or whatever that you have to follow for your company.
Mm-hmm.
By trying to come at that person and saying, well, we can't do that, I'm sorry, that's not being empathetic, because that person is at a level of, I can't get the help that I need. So again, remember to put yourself in their shoes and realize that, okay, even though that there are rules and regulations on our end that we have to follow, or that expectations from our company or organization we work for, let me try to see what I could do. There are ways to talk to people and get them to understand, even if you have to I won't say I'm learning this, I know this, but more and more on a daily basis, when I work in customer service right now, on a social level, you have to express that empathy, and at times people will push the envelope and say, I want this, or I expect this, and you could only do so much.
Right.
And so by saying it's not fair to automatically just say, no, sorry, Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, we're not doing that. No, put yourself in their shoes and see what you're able to do. Even if you do have to end up saying no, try to soften it in a way that not only will the customer, feel like, okay, well, at least they tried. They did everything.
Yeah, and what I really learned working at See's Candy, that was a good, customer service experience, as well as, being employed, being a customer service representative.
Right.
It was like people would call, they're angry, and the accounts that I handled were not like $20. They'd be $20,000 candy orders. You know what I'm saying? So people will call and they're mad because they done spent $20,000 and now there's some type of a problem. Maybe they didn't get their full order. Maybe they didn't get what they wanted. But there's a certain type of way you're going to have to talk to somebody that just spent $20,000
Of course.
on candy, you know? So it was, if there was really something, it broke down to a situation where there was nothing that we could do. We got to find something. If we can't give the customer exactly what they want, we have to find some way to appease them, make them happy in some way or some form. You don't never want to send a customer away mad. And I'm going to tell you one thing. When you get a customer who is mad off the top, like you get them mad. You didn't do anything or anything. But when they got to you, they were already mad, already upset, already at let me talk to a manager status. When you can calm that person down and get them at the end of that conversation to be saying, thank you for helping me out. As a customer service representative, that is like satisfying. That is so satisfying.
I know that's what used to motivate me as a customer service rep in any of my positions that I've had over the years.
Honestly, that's what I think that why we have excelled in the things that we have, because of the fact that we have that mentality. I'm not saying that nobody else does, or that no other siblings or families or whatever the case is, but we've been in customer service as much as we have, and that has been a kind of like a shining stellar moment for each and every one of us when we've been in that role, you know?
Yeah. And I think that it kind of transfers over to our food cooking, because seriously, like you want the food to taste good. You want it to be a pleasurable experience for the people that are going to be eating the food. It's like, so you take those little extra steps and do those little extra things to ensure that the meal is going to be right, because you want it to be a good experience for everybody.
Right, exactly.
You know? So yeah, it kind of all works out. It kind of all blends together. And that's why I think this was like a good topic today. Even though it might seem off topic, it kind of goes on topic too. So yeah.
You're right about that, Antonio. Go ahead. What's it again?
Amazing. I said you guys are amazing. I'm talking about you guys, my siblings, but I'm also talking about people like Antonio who tune in to hear us and see us interact. We appreciate you so much.
Very much so. I'm sorry if we haven't said that. Sorry. I was eating my chicken. I'm blaming it on the chicken. I was hungry.
But, hey, you don't have to apologize for that. You eating with your sisters. Hey. And drink.
Yeah.
So, but there's a method to our madness. We want to, I think kind of that subject that we were talking about today lends to kind of the fact of what our venture or our live streams are about. It's about communicating. We want to bring the joy of it back. We want to show that despite the many, discrepancies that there are in the world at large, that there's still people out there who care about other people and care about the communication process. And so we just want to communicate that to you. Like I think that one of the things that I'm proudest about in my life, honestly, like no shade, like no capping, is my relationship with my siblings. It brings me joy and that's why whenever there's like a little glitch or something, going on that's contrary to, our unity, we want to quickly, you need to cut it out. And the Academy Award goes
oh my God, she likes me. She really likes me. Sorry.
But seriously though, like I appreciate all of you just as much as I appreciate, this opportunity to be with my siblings in this book. We live different lives. We live in different parts of the state. And this is
there's different parts of the country.
Yeah, and I really like this topic that we talked about today, but I would like to invite any and people who are listening with us, who are sharing this conversation with us right now. If you guys have like topics and stuff that you wonder, like, what is our take on it, on the topic? Like, let us know. And we would love to let everybody know that you made the suggestion, that it was your topic, and we could talk about it. We could eat and talk. Talk and eat and talk. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. There is, and the way that you're able to do that, so a lot of ways. One particular way, which is brand new for us, you know, we're slowly building the brand and everything. Yeah, send an email to Eating with My Sisters or Sisters. Okay, let me put that. Everything's spelled out pretty much, but
Eating with no G.
no G. With
Eating
is
with
spelled
my
out,
sisters.
and sisters
Eating
is
with my sisters.
And
and
we've got
sisters
a
is
face-
SISTAS.
And of
Forget
course,
about-
we're on Facebook because that's how
Yes.
some of you you guys are watching us. But we're also, as of today, on TikTok and Instagram under the same names. That's how unique we are. How
We're gonna be
unique
doing-
our adventure is. So start
We
looking for
don't
content from us. You know, it's not going to always be us chatting up like we are now. Sometimes it's going to be us one-on-one on our own, talking to y'all and letting y'all know what we're thinking and getting your ideas and interacting with you guys.
Right.
He didn't
But
even
this
have
was
any what
fun.
we
This
had.
was
All
fun,
he had
guys.
was chicken.
Woo! I know.
This was really fun. I think this
You're
was
playing with
great.
my food.
Was that a chicken leg?
It was a chicken leg.
Sister, you didn't.
So I found a
didn't- you
great
had to ask.
recipe. What?
You had to ask. I wasn't going to say anything. I saw.
I
it.
know.
I saw that it
I
was
found a
chicken leg.
great recipe though for chicken and mashed potato. It was like you formed the chicken leg out of the potatoes mixed with chicken. It was kind of cool.
Interesting.
Okay, well that's gonna have to be something for future shows, but actually that you can just go and post live on Instagram or
We can do
on
it. We can do
TikTok.
it. We can do it.
You see that message down below?
Thank you, Antonio. Please
And
log
thank
in.
you, Antonio, for
every
being
Thursday.
so engaged in
I
our
know. Thank you
conversations
so much.
today. We
Communicate.
appreciate
Yeah, let's
that.
give Antonio a round of applause.
Thank
I'm doing it in
you.
Thank you,
Antonio.
Antonio. Thank you, all of our other listeners. Don't be shy to type in the comments.
But thank you for joining us with Eating with My Sisters today. I'm Tati.
I'm Miss Betty Cakes.
And I am the Unbougie Foodie. And we are out. Bye, everybody.
Peace.